Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to break down this massive new green paper that's just come out from the UK government called Invest 2035, the UK's modern industrial strategy. It's pretty significant because it lays out a 10-year plan to boost economic growth in the UK. And I think there are some really interesting ideas in here worth discussing. So what exactly is this industrial strategy all about? Well, at its core, it's the government's attempt to create a decade-long roadmap focused on stimulating growth in the UK in these high potential sectors of the economy. The UK has been struggling with productivity for a while now, since 2008 financial crash, and investment levels have consistently lagged behind other major economies. And this strategy is trying to fix that by targeting 8 key growth driving sectors and creating a more pro-business environment. What's interesting is that they're acknowledging some past mistakes. The UK has had about 10 different industrial strategies or growth plans since 2011, which is not great for business confidence or long-term planning. So they're creating a statutory industrial strategy council to provide stability and independent oversight. That's actually a pretty big deal in terms of creating some continuity. My only concern is the SME representatives are non-existent. Let's look at the 8 growth driving sectors they've identified. These include advanced manufacturing, clean energy industries, creative industries, defence, digital and technologies, financial services, life sciences and professional and business services. The government believes these sectors offer the highest growth potential for the UK economy. What's notable here is they're not just focusing on manufacturing, they're looking at both goods and services, which makes sense given the UK's economic makeup. They're also targeting both existing strengths and emerging opportunities. The strategy recognises some fundamental challenges holding back growth. First, persistently low levels of investment. The UK has routinely ranked in the bottom 10% of OECD countries for overall investment. Second, underperforming city regions outside London. Places like Manchester, Birmingham, Leeds aren't generating the growth they should given their size. Third, weak adoption of new technologies and processes. The UK ranks 31st in knowledge absorption despite being 5th in innovation. And finally, declining market. Basically, it's getting harder for resources to flow from less productive to more productive firms. The approach seems to be a mix of targeted sector support and broader pro-business policies. For the sector-specific stuff, they're developing detailed sector plans that will be published alongside the full strategy. These will be designed in partnership with businesses, regional leaders and other stakeholders. For the broader business environment, they're focusing on 6 key policy areas: people and skills, innovation, energy and infrastructure, the regulatory environment, investment and international partnerships and trade. There's a big emphasis on coordination between these different policy areas. I think the place-based aspect is particularly interesting. They're acknowledging that different regions have different sectorial strengths, like financial services in Edinburgh, advanced manufacturing in South Yorkshire or life sciences in Cambridge. The strategy aims to build on these regional clusters and give more powers to local mayors to develop their 10-year local growth plans. One thing that stands out to me is the focus on energy. Industrial electricity prices are a major barrier to growth in sectors like manufacturing and digital technologies. UK businesses face much higher electricity costs than their counterparts in France or Germany. The strategy talks about accelerating grid connections and transitioning to clean energy, which aligns with their separate clean energy mission. There's also a strong international dimension. The strategy emphasises strengthening trade relationships, particularly with the EU, and making the UK more attractive for foreign investment. Now, this makes sense given the UK's position as an open, mid-sized economy that benefits from global connections. So what's next for the industrial strategy? Well, this is just a green paper, essentially a consultation document. The government has already asked for feedback from businesses, experts and the public before finalising the strategy in the spring, alongside the multi-year spending review. What I find promising about this approach is the focus on long-term stability and partnerships with business. Too often these strategies change with every new government or minister. By creating a statutory industrial strategy council and focusing on a 10-year horizon, they're trying to provide the certainty that businesses need to make investment decisions. That said, the real test will be in the implementation. The UK has had plenty of strategies before. What matters is whether this one translates into actual policy changes and investment that drives growth. What do you think about this approach? Do you believe targeting specific sectors is the right way to boost economic growth? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more economic policy and growth strategies. Thanks for watching.